For most of you, you know the good, but when you reflect and you have to go back, I have to go back to those abandoned buildings. It's a lot of trauma in that. That's not something that you talk about when you're motivated, because my job is to help you not to stay in your trauma, but to get to that next level. But I remember being in that abandoned building. I remember walking the streets of Detroit, and the winters are real. I remember going into restaurants and faking it like I was gonna order just so I could stay warm. I remember feeling like frostbitten. And I would go in and like, let me get the number, whatever. And I would pat my, you know what I'm saying? Like I'd go in, look, do the whole, where's my wallet, boy? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, just give me a minute. I promise you, I got you. Let me go to the table. And I would go put my head down and go to sleep. So I remember though, saying to myself one day, like, yo, E, it can't end like this. I think what happened when I was homeless, it was a beautiful awakening. It's like when you're living in your parents' home, they are the enemy. Everything you don't do right is because of them. And then when you're on your own and you had to say, you start making mistakes that you made when you were at home, it's like you can't put it on mama now. Mama not with you no more. You can't put it on daddy and say, my father was too hard. I had a curfew. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't let me party past 12. Like I had all these excuses why I wasn't successful because of my parents. But then I was homeless and still messing up in school. You know what I'm saying? I was homeless and still getting pulled over by police. You know what I'm saying? For my boys selling dope. Like I was still getting shot at. Like it was some crazy stuff happening in my life. And I was like, yo, Eric, you finally have what you always wanted, control over your life, and you're getting the same results. So it's only one common denominator. The teacher doesn't know the cop that arrested you. The cop don't know your mama. You know what I'm saying? The cop don't know the principal. But one of these kids, everybody knows. The cop knows you, the teachers know you, the counselor know you, your mama know you, the police know you. You are the most common denominator in all of this mess. So because there's one person that's in all of this, that one person is the problem. And I begin to say to myself, like, yo, E, if you really want to change, you have to take personal responsibility. And I think the company is where it is, and people follow me because they don't hear a bunch of excuses. They hear, yo, E, you coming at me hard, but it's the truth. Like, I know what I'm doing wrong, and I just need to make the adjustment. So I would say personal accountability and personal responsibility is what took me from being homeless and a high school dropout to the #1 motivational speaker in the world. You run from challenges, and what you don't realize, you've heard me say this before, a diamond isn't a diamond because it don't go through nothing. You feel me? Like, the diamond is a diamond because of the process. Right? And we know the first is the pressure that it has to go through. And I'm telling y'all, if there's one thing I want y'all to tell the millennials, they got the relationship that they have with pressure is weird. I promise you, it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. With millennials, they trying to run from problems. Like for real, like they about to commit suicide because of pressure, right? And they'll come to me, these millennials will come to me like, yo, E, I'm going through it. I'm like, you not, like, I got a lot on my plate. You ain't picking cotton. You ain't got those kind of problems. I'm just being real. Like, this ain't civil rights. You don't have dogs coming at you. I'm just being real. No dogs are coming at you. You don't have water hoses. You don't have people with clubs beating you upside your head. You ain't got no real problems. For me, I understand that when I look at my ancestors, like when you broke, when you creative, you don't need money. Why? Because you can wake up and create something that I had time to certify everybody. But as people come in, you certify them. You certify everybody online, I give you 50%. I keep 50%, you take 50%, right? But I'm gonna watch you and you better be sweet with it, right? So he got access to my man Mustafa, Moose, getting him tight work. He got access to Anthony Flynn, Anthony working with him. He got access to CJ. I mean that, he has access. I don't owe him to let CJ talk to him. Like, I don't owe him that. Like, CJ charge people. So just because he's your uncle, you don't get to go to him for free. But I've given him access to the people who've helped me blow up. And then it's like, yo, how much you trying to make? Dad, I'm trying to make an extra 5,000 this month. Well, that sounds like 10 certifications. So you're gonna have to get on the phone, right? So I got some D1 schools that are like, yo, we want you to come train us. Bro, I don't got time. The kind of money they pay, ain't trying to be funny. You ain't got $50,000 an hour for me. I told my son, The university called me, D1 program, they want it. We'll go in together the first time because they want to see me. Then after that, you go in and you work with them on a regular basis, right? And if you can put me on the screen because I'm available in my hotel room, I'll get on the screen while you're local. But you learn the dish like the back of your hand. My daughter, you learn it like the back, and we'll start a family company. So can I give him 50 grand? I'll be spoiling him and killing him. But I'm giving him a skill set because at the end of the day, it's just not about the meat you eat when you hunt. It's about the confidence you get when you can go hunt. When you can actually go out as a lion or a lioness and catch that, there's a pride in not just making money. There's a pride in the process of the money.